I don't even know if you can handle it. I don't know if you can.
Hey, yo, Ren, turn that up.
I don't even know if you can handle it. All I know is you can have it. I don't even know if you can handle it. All I know is you can have it. I don't even know if you can handle it. All I know is you can have it.
All right, it's your boy Big Nine, and you, y'all see, I only pop out at certain times. I feel like I only gotta pop out when I really need it because it'd be a bunch of shit that just be distractions and you know what I'm saying? They just be trying to garner your attention, and I ain't even trying to put no energy into that. But this Kanye stuff been going on for way too long, yo, and my attention span ain't like y'all's. You know what I'm saying? I don't just wishy-washy. I see what's really going on, and I try to stick to the hardcore facts. And my son, if you don't know who my son is a rapper from New York. He was one of the, I'll give it to him. He was one of the sort of some of the first rappers like this generation on the consciousness wave. So I would say that he was on the consciousness wave before everybody else is trying to act like they also, you know what I'm saying? Also, that's a low vibrational plate, you know what I'm saying? Like before everybody like that thought they was like everybody think they woke now, but that's another topic for another story. But my son, he was original, so I'll give him that. But that don't change the fact that you are most likely an involuntary agent, nigga. You are an agent for sure. There is no way you're coming in to the conscious community on side of the TV and trying to condemn Kanye West for the same shit you do. I'm like, fuck out of here. And I'm not saying Kanye West is even doing that shit that you accuse him of doing, but you for sure are. You are one of the most agentist ass niggas out there. How I know this? Here, just look at this video. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all a clip from it. The whole full video is on Son of the TV. Just type in my son of the TV. It'll pop right up on YouTube. Now, this he went in there and just bashed Kanye, talked all this crazy stuff. Like Kanye's, first of all, he has more money than you, me, and anybody else on the side of the TV. Kanye is the richest black man in American history, and he was right to say that. So, for one, I never heard you come at the richest white man or the richest Chinese man or the richest Arab or none of them. I ain't never heard you come in at none of them directly. You saying Kanye's name, and I get in the name calling. I like to call people out. That's why I'm sticking by Kanye, even though I don't believe and I don't believe what he talking about. We all Jews. We not Jews, but that's fuck all that. I'm sticking by him just because like he's the richest black man. He holding us down, and when it come down to it, he's coming from a righteous intent. So I'm gonna be in this corner on just because of that. My son, you look like you're not doing this for a righteous intent. You're out here claiming Kanye is doing the same thing that you're doing. The same exact thing. You had, like I said, you haven't called out any of these names. Kanye's naming names. Brother Steve Coakley, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He said drop these names. You ain't a real revolutionary unless you was dropping these names. People out here so fake woke, want to talk this and always talk that, but who really talking about the problem? I get at the Kanye. Kanye out here dropping names. So, and as you can see now, once he started dropping names, that's when the problems came. And now my son, you out here defending the people he's basically calling out. And then you want to say all this about he's switching up. He was a Trump. He's a bad guy because he liked the Trump, and he's a bad guy because he went from Trump to Christian to the black church, from the black church to back to Trump, from Trump to Jesus. And man, what are you doing? What are you doing? You going from stop the killing, stop this, stop that, to I'm still the biggest nigga, the hardest nigga out. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all really be double talking to y'all niggas, really be trying to pull fast ones on our people and on the public, and it don't work like that, dude. You're obviously an agent. You're obviously here to do the cabal's bidding, and the people that Kanye was coming after and name dropping and calling out in front of the world. You're here to do their bidding for them. It's obviously so simple. My brother Malcolm X told us back in the day, don't trust celebrities. Don't worship no celebrities. Don't idolize none of them. So I'm damn sure not idolizing Kanye, and I'm for damn sure not idolizing Mysonne. Get the fuck out of here. Who you think you are? What makes you over him? You're all just rappers at the end of the day. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not even doing staying in your lane. Kanye really doing his thing in y'all lane. Y'all in the same lane. Y'all rappers who want to be revolutionary figures, right? But what are you doing? For real, for real. You're not. You don't. I see Kanye out here buying up land. Talking about building a city. That's the shit I be talking about. And I'm only, you know what I'm saying? I'm 25. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying that for the past like 2 years. Kanye ain't on that shit. What you doing? Where your land at? I'm sure you got some. You got a little bit of money, but if you don't, I won't put it past you if you don't. For real rap. Real rap. But like, what are you doing? Where your land? Where your city? Where's your opportunity that you giving the people? And I'm not talking about no low level bullshit. Kanye created jobs. He had to create jobs. There's no way he didn't create jobs. And there's no way black people didn't get them jobs. How many jobs you created? You want to do that? You want to compare how many jobs you created versus Kanye? Come on, my son. You're obviously out here doing somebody else's band, and I guess it definitely suits you. You know what I'm saying? You definitely look like the type of nigga that do anything for a check. We all come from poverty, my guy, but that sellout shit ain't it. And then you came into the wrong community trying to brainwash. You can't do that. This is like Tanetta them say. This is the smartest community on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I'm going out there here like I ain't even got no notes for nothing. I can just call bullshit when I see bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm gonna throw up a clip so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But like, what? Y'all gotta make sure y'all not really worshiping and idolizing these celebrities, like, and taking what they say just and running with it, because that's what y'all do. And not just celebrities, y'all do it with just regular articles and books and people and anything y'all see on social media and TikTok and yada yada yada. Like, this shit old. This shit old. It's real old. And y'all need to stop falling for the okie doke. This nigga is obviously here trying to turn y'all against the nigga that's on the most righteous accord. The nigga that's really in the right. And I didn't hear this nigga address none of that shit. What Kanye really did, really like with the name dropping, what he's speaking on, what he's touching on, and he is wrong on some shit, especially that Israelite whatever shit. But like I said, man, my son, you nowhere in the clear. You definitely different. Kanye definitely more righteous than you. You obviously a plant. You obviously out here, and they obviously not even paying you enough. Man, think for yourself, man.
As an artist that is an activist that's speaking on clearly political issues, I'm going to ask you about another artist that is venturing into the spiritual realm. Very influential artist. He's started this thing on Sunday, and he's, now come forward as embracing Christ. He's a Christian, and, Jesus is king. Matter of fact, I think that's the title of his next album. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about not politics, but a brother stepping into a realm of spirituality? Saying, hey, I'm an artist, I found Christ, and you should find Christ too. Do you feel that's the same right as a person, as an activist, as yourself, coming from artistry?
I believe that it is possible. I think evolution and growth, are natural. Mm-hmm. But I think when we look at this situation, we have to look at the pattern mm-hmm. of what happens mm-hmm. with said individual. My thing with what Kanye does is that he utilizes religion when it's profitable. Jesus Walks was one of his biggest songs. Mm-hmm. So he utilized it, it became powerful. When he gets in trouble, he goes back to the Lord. And when it becomes profitable, he was able to do Sunday service. It became so that it's profitable that black people allowed him back to the picnic after, he became the biggest Trump supporter. He utilized it. And then he utilized that. And after he utilized the black church, went back to the whole Trump thing. And now it's just God again. So I think there's a dynamic with Kanye that is very dangerous. I think Kanye is one of the most dangerous black men in our society.
Real talk.
Because he has the ears of the masses, and he's not very intelligent. He is not intelligent at all. He speaks about things where he does not have the knowledge of. He gives false information, and not only does he give false information, he does it purposely. You know, he purposely misleads you to get people to pay attention. He does anything he can for attention. He's figured out a method in which he will say things and do things to garner attention immediately around when he's trying to drop an album or when he has new sneakers coming out. It's a strategy that he has, and it's very dangerous because these young kids who are listening to him follow him, you know, and they take what he says as some level of credibility.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So when you are deemed as a credible messenger, and when you have the ears of the masses, you have a responsibility, and he does not care about that responsibility. His whole thing has been to profit. He says and does things for shock value, and when the backlash is too much, he pulls it back, and then when it dies down and you're not talking about him, he doubles down. Then he goes back to God. Then he goes back to...
So this is a purely calculated Barnum and Bailey performance, bells and whistles. There's no sincerity beyond...
I can't say there's no sincerity because that's not something that I'm able to fully speak to. But what I can say is that the pattern that he's shown...
The pattern.
is very questionable. And it's dangerous because not only is that he utilizes these things for profit, but a lot of the information he gives is wrong. You know, it's 100% wrong, and he's not very well studied in what he speaks of.
Right, and you even spoke of his intelligence. Now, is that academia? Is that degree? Because, you know, we got nanas now that might not have got past the third grade.
No, I'm not.
But they taught us some stuff that kept us on the planet.
But I'm not talking about his degrees. I'm talking about when you can sit there and talk about the Republican Party, and you can talk about Lincoln, and you could say the Republican Party freed the slaves, the We Party, and then when you having these conversations with people who don't know any better, and then you start making those statements, and then you're not giving it in full context, and you because you don't know, you made a statement that was false. The Republican Party of today was not the Republican Party of then.
Right, but their name was Republican,
exactly,
and they did free the slaves.
Okay, but
so that's an accurate statement.
No, but the statement is not fair because when you say
it could be misleading.
It is 100% misleading. It is 100% misleading because if you say the Republican Party freed the slaves, and you go, oh, that's the same party. Oh, we need to go to that party, but not understanding
that's not giving our people any credit now.
How?
Once again, I mean, really get caught off like that?
But just think about it. If you say the Republican Party freed the slaves, what are you saying?
Well, how long ago were slaves physically here? And, okay, are they talking about now? That's not a rough kind of calculation.
It is. Because if I make a statement to you, why would I say, I'm with Trump, Republican Party freed the slaves? Lincoln was one to free the slaves. That was the Republicans. Am I trying? What would that mean?
That has a heavy implication. And that's so interesting. That's what I wanted to ask you. You're an artist.
Yes.
You'll play on words all the time, man.
No, but you can't play on words when you're speaking about facts. If I say that slavery happened in 2011, you're going to look at me like, what are you talking about? It didn't happen in 2011. You can't speak. My opinion is my opinion. And playing on words. But when you speak, you have the right to your own opinion. You don't have the right to your own facts. So when you say the Republican Party freed the slaves, what you're trying to do is make people think that the same Republican Party that exists right now is responsible for freeing the slaves, which is 100% false.
Of course, that's false.
Okay, but if I'm telling you and you don't know this, if I'm sitting there and I'm having a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, the Republicans freed the slaves, the We Party, Lincoln freed the slaves. They trying to tell you this. They don't know what. No, whoa. If you're going to have a real conversation, let's talk about what the Republican Party was. It was an anti-slavery party that we started, that black people started.
Right,
And then we moved to the Democratic Party and all the white people took over the Republic. Let's have this real conversation.
Right.
So when you sit up there in the middle of a bunch of black people that probably don't even know their history, young people that's just out there having a good time because they want to see you and they like your music, and you start spewing rhetoric, what you do is you lend your voice to my oppressor. You are dangerous to my kid's life. Because I'm 100% that 95% of the Republican Party are racist white men and women. It's founded on that. They probably have 3 black Republicans that they voted into offices in right now. So if you telling me to go to a Republican Party, then you're telling me that the white man knows more about me, what's better for me than I do.
See? And like, let me just throw this out there. Y'all shout out to Brother Herman Smalls. Y'all see how he caught him in his lie? Talking about the Republican Party and how they try to make black people seem like they was stupid enough to think that it would be the same people that Kanye was talking about, the same people now, free the slaves, then the same people then. Y'all seen that? Like, how would it even be possible? Because they wasn't even born yet. I mean, like, he really, y'all see how they really think of y'all? They really try to throw them bogus ass things out there. Like, that was a bogus ass thing to say. Well, like, anybody would really think that it was the same Republican Party. It was the same people. How could it be the same people? Everybody from Lincoln is dead. They're all dead. Like, what? Like I was saying, man, this man is obviously an agent. Shout out to Brother Herman Smalls for holding down the truth. Because that was... This shit crazy, man. All I gotta say is, man, watch who you put your energy into, man. Because these motherfuckers all got agendas, and he's obviously on the wrong side.
I don't even know if you can handle it. I don't know if you can.
Hey, yo, Ren, turn that up.
I don't even know if you can handle it. All I know is you can have it. I don't even know